Yo, what's going on, guys? It's been a while since I've uploaded a video, and today I'm going to be doing an Orfist mask deck profile. So Orfist mask for me right now is definitely one of the best mask units that we've gotten in this game right now. It's because it does just so much for a mask unit, and I know a lot of people wouldn't agree with me on this, but I feel like this is definitely one of the top 3 masks of all time. And the reason why, it's not even just the power level itself, it's because of how easily accessible this deck is in terms of building it. It's because of the brand new product that we've gotten on July, which is the Orfist Regis / Zakusas's starter deck, alongside with Fafnir and Graham Grace. And yeah, it just made it so much easier for you to build the deck, and it also gives you sleeves and a deck box as well, so it just makes it so easily accessible. Like, this deck is just so easy to build. And yeah, I'll just show you guys what I run my deck, and yeah, let's get right into it. So starting off with the right line itself, which are these 4 cards, and this is very standard. Just search out for the World Order, get 5k if you on play an order, and to be able to just on play an order card from your trash or from your hand for the turn, and to be able to just gain off 5k for every token you spawn for every 2 World Orders you have in your order zone. Not gonna lie, I have seen some people dropping off Kibisha completely for Combine Rusher to be able to just Soul Blast it and then having it in the trash, and then if you on play an order from your hand, you will just call this card back out. And I do really like the idea of it, but because it requires a Counter Blast, and that was more of like a Gravidia thing back in the day, but since Gravidia meta is kind of dead right now, I would just really prefer sticking to Kibisha. And yeah, that's about it. And then I run 4 copies of Cardinal Morse Orfist Mask to be able to just on-play the World Order from the trash, and to also multi-attack by generating a significant amount of tokens on your board, and also gain a drive check if you on-play 2 or more Shadow Army token with his effect. And it's such a good card. It's because of that extra drive check, and to be able to just constantly pressure opponent to making them guard. And the best part about it is that because Orfist Mask itself already is a mask unit, so therefore Persona Rights guarantee going to be activated, so your Vanguard is going to be sitting on 23 or on maybe 38 if you have a Shadow Army token right behind it. But to be able to have a triple drive Vanguard, and whilst having 2 columns filled with either Shadow Army tokens or just a column of one of each, and having that Persona Ride, and also having extra order cards, that extra World Orders that could possibly give it power, is very nice. And I also like the idea of me masking the Orfist straight up on my very first grade 3 turn. Even though I don't get a Persona Ride effect, I would still want to have that triple drive 5 attack pressure as fast as possible. And I also run 2 copies of the original Orfist Regis in my deck. Is because to be able to fulfill the requirement of removing it from game with Orfist Master's ability to on-play a World Order from my trash, and it also on-plays World Order from itself as long as you place it on the Vanguard circle. And it's just mainly there for me to ramp up my order zones faster with World Order cards. And next, I also run 4 copies of arguably the best Orfist support that we've gotten in years, which is Polaris Dragon. So what it does is when you on play it on the Vanguard circle, if your Vanguard contains Orfist in his name, you're able to Soul Blast 1, choose a World Order from your trash, and then set it into the order zone, as long as your order zone does not contain the name of the order that you've chosen from your trash. This really helps you ramp up World Order cards into your order zone for just 1 Soul Blast, which is very insane. And that's not only the reason why it's really good. The reason why it's really an amazing card is because of the second skill, to be able to draw off a card if this card gets retired or gets ditched from your hand during the battle phase, as long as you're in Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight. So what is Abyssal Dark Knight and Dark Knight, you guys may wonder, if you guys don't really know about Orfist. Dark Knight is fulfilled if you have 1 World Order card, and Abyssal Dark Knight is fulfilled if you have 2 or more World Order cards in your order zone. And I also run 2 copies of the Mask Order Searcher. I was gonna originally pump this card up to 3, is because there are just some games where I don't really see the Mask Order, and it really frustrates me. And what I would do maybe in the future is to drop off a copy of Orfist Regis from the main deck and just add another copy of Saiba Katsuru. And I run 4 copies of Opoto. This card is arguably also one of the best Orfist support that we've gotten, but sad part about this card is that its second ability only works around Orfist Mask, but its first ability works around Orfist Regis or the original Orfist itself. to be able to set up a world order in your trash by just paying its cost is very good itself already, because you're able to use both Orfist and Orfist Masques as your skill to bring back orders from your world orders from your trash to the order zone, and also Polarworks Dragon to be able to just play the world order from your trash as well. And its other skill is, if it gets retired in the rearguard circle, just call off your Shadow Army token in any other rearguard circle. So the way how you want to play this is, you have this as a booster and you boost, and then when you attack with Orfist Mask, you use its skill to be able to call off a token, and also once you call a token over this card, you're able to just generate a token either in the same column or any other columns that you want. And Oporto really gives that extra pressure of multi-attacking. And similar to Oporto, Polarworks Dragon also procs off when you retired from the rearguard circle, like I mentioned earlier, that can draw me a card as long as I'm in Dark Knight, I'm Dark Knight. So these two are very valid targets for you to call over with your Shadow Army tokens. And then I also run 4 copies of PGs. And if you guys may wonder, where is the Blitz order that I've gotten from the starter deck, I put it into my current deck is because I was playing against my friends and they had some very questionable decks. So therefore, you know what, to be able to combat it, I just had to add the Blitz order in there. And plus, Current Jet Dragon is my main deck in standard, so therefore, yeah, I would definitely give it that treatment that it deserves. And yeah, I mean, I don't really mind the Brand Gate PG because I just love this. I just love the art itself. So therefore, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, enough with me going through the normal units. Now it's time to go into the order cards that I run in my deck, and I'm going to be showing you guys every single order card that I run straight up. So I run 3 copies of Eclipse Moonlight, 2 copies of Hollow Knight, sorry, and 3 copies of Overcoming Eternity, and 2 copies of Mask of Hydreigon. So Mask of Hydreigon simply just helps me add a Mask or a Dragon Tree unit from the top 5, and this card is the main reason why I'm able to even go into Mask, and it also activates Persona right if my opponent's a grade 3. And yeah, let's get this out of the way right now. And for the Eclipse Moonlight, just Card Blast 1 and then on play Shadow Army token to the rearguard circle, and Hollowing Knight to be able to Soul Blast 1 and draw a card, and Overcoming Eternity to Soul Blast 2 to give the ability of every time when I on play Shadow Army token, it gets plus 5k. And if I were to be honest, I was actually thinking of just flat out dropping this, or just run to 1 and then increase 1 to 2 copies of each. But when I remembered that Polarworks Dragon does not allow me to set a card with the same name, so therefore it kind of makes it awkward, and having Hollowing Knight as another option or another valid target for me to set into the order zone is very nice. And I might drop a copy of Hollowing Knights for either an extra Overcome Eternity or Eclipse Moonlight, is because I mean, given that I run 10 order cards in my deck, there are just some moments where I either only see these 2 going into my damage zone, so I'm just like, oh no. The only way I can recycle these cards from my damage zone is if I check into a heal. And last but not least, the trigger lineups. I run 8 crits in my deck, 3 draws, and then 4 heal, and then of course the over trigger. And one of the reasons why I don't want to run the effect crit triggers is because the aesthetic of the trigger lineups for me right now is the best. And you got the main boy itself. Oh my god, the Brand Gates over trigger, honestly, is really annoying to deal with, and this is probably the reason why Brand Gate is really my best nation right now. And yeah, this over trigger is just hella insane. And now I'm gonna be showing y'all probably one of my favorite parts of this video is the combo part itself. And let's say for instance this is what I have to deal with, and then I ride into Orfist Regis, right? And then if I don't really have any order cards in my trash, I'll just on play one from my hand. So if I'm gonna on play this one, for instance Eclipse Moonlight, I generate a Shadow Army token, and if I have 2 CB, this is very nice, because 2 CBs all you need to be able to make this deck optimal. So what you can do right now is I can on play an Oporto and Card Blast 1, and I can search for an order card at a world order and then place it into the trash. And the reason why I'm searching Overcoming Eternity is because I have Polarworks Dragon in my hand, and because in my order zone I have 2 of the different names, So I've on play Polarix Dragon, just give that Soul Blast card out, and then just on play it into my order zone as they have different names like I mentioned earlier. And now I'm gonna be using the mask order, check top 5. Let's see if I hit anything. Of course I don't hit anything because you know my luck's ass. And so from here I shuffle my deck, and then I go boom boom, like my opponent helps me cut, and then I mask, and then I ride. It's either a Persona ride or not, it doesn't really matter. And after that, I just attack with this column first, or maybe the weaker column, which is Shadow Wire token, and then attack with this. And later I go boom, and then Counter Blast 1, and then I will put 2 of this into the trash. And then for every order card I put in my trash, I'll just call off a Shadow Armor token, so that's 1 and 2. And then because of Opoto no Skiru, I'm able to superior call another Shadow Armor token, and then it fulfills his skill that it got retired in the rearguard circle. And I'll just draw off a card. Oh, of course, it's the Orfist Mask. And then now my Orfist is stringing with 13k with triple drive. If Persona Ride, then it's 20k with triple drive. And then this whole column gets, this column gets 10k, this column gets 5k because of the Overcoming Eternities effect. And this is sitting at 20k. With Persona Ride is going to be 30. This is going to be sitting at 40k if Persona Ride is going to be 50. And triple drive, first check crit, wow, damn, you have everything here. Second check crit, damn, all effects over here. And third check crit, what the fuck? Okay, all effects over there, I guess, yep. And yeah, this is exactly how the deck really plays out. The combo bit is really fun. And you just constantly retire your own rear guards to call over it. And not gonna lie, I think one of the best supports, or one of the better cards you could run in the deck that were provided from the starter deck itself is Destiny Jade, like just maybe a copy or two. It's because, let's say for instance, when you create this kind of board on your previous turn, and your opponent leaves it just like that, it doesn't retire anything. You have this board, and then you don't really have anything else in your hand that you can do, because you don't really want to make these cards kind of dead. So therefore, this would be very ideal, but if not, then it's also okay. So for me, just on play me an Eclipse Moonlight, play a Shadow Armor token right behind my Vanguard, and unfortunately for this Shadow Armor token, it has to get called over by Destiny Jade. And what you can do is you can attack with this column first, and then you attack with this column, and then after that you can sack 3, and then restand, and then attack with Destiny Jade again, and then attack with Orfist Mask, play the Counter Blast. And then for every world order you drop, for example, my world order has probably be like 3, and I remove 2, and I can just call the Shadow Army token over the Destiny Jade to make it a 6 attack deck. And I just draft check first crit, draw, second, third crit. Wow, damn, lovely drive checks. And yeah, Destiny Jade is probably one of the best cards to have, but I wouldn't really want a play set of it. I'll just at most run 1 or 2. And I feel like this is probably one of those cards where you can just spice things up and just catch your opponent off guard, like out of nowhere. And yeah, I feel like this is a very great addition to the deck. And thank y'all so much for watching my Orfist Mask deck profile. And I really enjoy making videos on Vanguard, and you guys will probably see more content about Vanguard more often. But don't worry about it, I'm still kicking in the Digimon grind, as I'm still working on my Gaomon deck right now. So therefore, yeah, that deck profile is coming very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and please remember to hit a like and subscribe, and comment what your current favorite Vanguard deck right now is. I'll be seeing you guys very soon with more videos of either Vanguard or any other TCGs that I might feel like making. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys very soon. Take care, bye.